All right. Hi, everyone, and assalamu alaikum and marhaba to everyone. This is Madeeha Yousafzai here. I'm very excited to be at Arab Blockchain Week and to speak and share my thoughts for a topic which is very close to my heart and also to my mind. And yes, I'm going to talk about agile mindset. And I will ensure that how it is linked with the blockchain, because blockchain is everything, like, it is the best example of innovation and creation and creativity, and to think out of the box, which anyone can do, all of us can do. And yes, so this is where I am going to talk about agile mindset. And this is, I am going to use the interchangeable terms, which is growth mindset, because I will like to draw the thought set that agile mindset and growth mindset is the same, and why it is important when it comes to world of technology. So this topic is where I am very passionate about working in the world of technology and to bring the human empowerment role into this, because I happen to be a mindset coach as well, while I'm working as project manager for last 10 to 15 years into the world of technology, and which is ever changing. So this is I would like you to know me, and everything which I do, I share it with my experience, exposure, the knowledge, and I ensure, being analytical person, that if I can provide the evidences and the supporting documents, that whatever I'm saying, is it coming through the research, or is it someone experience, or is it it's been researched by someone. I have presented my work across different forums. I am a Pakistani national, and I have worked and traveled half of the world. And through my work, I'm being able to connect with everyone across the world, and that's why today I'm here. Currently, I'm based in Dubai because I wanted to connect with the world and to empower more people globally. And then Dubai, UAE is the best place for this. And yes, being a Tech Women Fellow, we ensure that how we can empower other people in the world of technology, and especially when it comes to blockchain itself. So mainly my core is into the project management. And as I told, I have been working for the last 15 years. And this is my passion, to basically facilitate people in terms of their career and life, that where you are working, what you love, and then you create the impact for the whole world and be part of the ecosystem. I would like to also know that, who is my audience? What do you do? Where do you belong to? What do you work on? So you can share it in the chat, and I will request Iman later to help for this. This is basically just to engage everyone into this talk, that what is growth mindset. And yes, I have mentioned that, do you have an introvert personality or extrovert personality? And if you are aware of it, what that is, and how it works. So this is where today I'm going to talk about certain norms and to challenge certain myths as well. And this is what you will learn from my talk as well. So I'm going to talk about growth mindset. I'm going to draw the conclusion and the comparison that if there is not a growth mindset, then what kind of mindset it is, what is fixed mindset. And it is fine if anyone is having a growth mindset or if anyone is having a fixed mindset. So this is where we will talk about it. And then I'm going to talk about that, how you can learn fast, fail fast, learn fast, and then to adapt fast accordingly. And this is what I understand most of my audience will be from the world of technology, and this is where every second we are making changes into our world, and to adapt to it, that can be a challenge for many people, for the organizations itself, but how to adapt to it. So this is where we will see that failure is not a failure itself. It's always a lesson learned, because we find out that, okay, this approach is not working, so let's go for another approach. And then being individuals, it is important because individuals make an organization successful. So how you can have a powerful self-talk to your own self, because you will see that there is a connection of our brain. Whatever we feed or whatever we think, that is what we will reflect into our work as well. And that's how, if you want to grow further in your career, so this is how you can basically cultivate that approach. And we will see, yes, like, that how we can gain the knowledge and how trainings and experience and exposure, all of this is a combination which helps you to grow in any field of the technology where you are working. And this also helps ultimately to your personal development as well. So my goal today is that I want that we all learn and talk about what is growth mindset, what is fixed mindset. And there is a very beautiful concept which I adore, and thanks to Dr. Carol Dweck, about whom I will talk in a while, that what is the power of yet, which makes us to grow further and which keeps us motivating. And then how we can foster this agile mindset and the culture of agility across an organization, and why it is essential to achieve and have the growth mindset when we want to adapt to the changes, which is agility. And agility refers to that how quickly we can adapt to the changes and how effective those changes will be and how we can sustain them. So then I will deep dive that what makes a mindset as a growth mindset and the agile mindset. I was talking about Dr. Carol Dweck because, of course, when it comes to talking about the mindset, it is essential to talk about Dr. Carol Dweck because she has done certain researches, and she's a professor of psychology in Stanford University. And long back in 1990s, which is like 20 to 30 years back, she came up with this concept where she was researching that what is the power of yet, and how it can basically translate into our actions and into our thought set. So now I would like to engage all of you. You can again share into the chat as well, because the intention is not to have a conversation directly if that's not feasible, but what we can do, that I want you to take time, take a moment and think about it. So whenever you are in certain situation where you have to solve a problem, so what you will do? And if someone is going to tell this to you that, no, you cannot solve this problem, how do you feel? And then if someone says that, okay, no, you cannot solve this problem yet, or you are thinking to your own self that, okay, for now, I cannot solve this problem as of yet. Do you feel any difference in both of these statements? Yes or no? You can share that into the chat. And then I will let you know that there are two mindsets which work behind these two statements. So when it comes to, if we are telling to ourselves that, okay, I am not able to solve this problem, and that is it, does it mean will I move on to work on rest of the things? Or do I still need to solve this problem? So if you are a person who is thinking, or who is telling this to your own colleagues, if they are solving some problem, that no, we cannot solve this problem. So is it put your thinking process to an end, that okay, this is done, this cannot be solved and that's all, or I'm not the person who will solve it, rather thinking that what it will take to solve it, and if I'm not able to solve it now, can I solve it later? So this shows as the fixed mindset, that where a person thinks, and this is how we approach into a world of technology, that okay, what can be changed, what cannot be changed, and this is where Nokia is one of the examples, which is globally used in terms of when it comes to having the fixed mindset or the growth mindset, that if a certain organization is adapting to the changes of the world and of the people, that what kind of experiences people want, shall we still use the same technology of those mobile phones, or shall we go for the new technology? So if you are thinking, and this is your thought process, that okay, I cannot solve this problem yet, this gives you basically the motivation, this gives you the hope that okay, you can try, and you can always find the alternatives to solve a certain problem. So this power of yet, this is the concept which came from Dr. Carol Dweck. She did extensive research on this, and I would like to give you one example around this, that many years back, she also did one research. There was a school in Chicago, And that is there where the children were given the grades. It was not that if you are, let's say, the grade 1, and if you are like, you are the top 1, top 2, or top 3 among the 30 students, but they will be given them the grading. It was not even the pass or fail. It was, let's say, if you are working on certain subject, have you like, passed it? Have you gained the knowledge? Or the alternative result was that not yet, which kept them motivating, that okay, like, this is the belief to cultivate, that okay, we can improve. Any human being can improve in terms of learning and growing. And this is where these mindset play very critical and essential role when it comes to working into the world of technology, when it comes to interacting with the blockchain, because we have seen that how many instances and interventions are there for blockchain itself. So now I would like to talk about that, what exactly is the agile mindset, and what characteristics can you define. So you can think back of any of the challenges in your life, in your workplace, that where are you going to embrace it? Are you going to embrace those changes? Yes or no? Because the growth mindset people believe that, okay, the changes are constant and we shall embrace it. How do we embrace it? And how to embrace those challenges, that is important. And also when it comes to taking the risk, because of course the change is uncertain. And as Jim was talking about the blockchain itself and about the crypto, so that there is a lot of volatility can happen. So these are the uncertainties where we learn to deal with them, to address with them, and also to mitigate that uncertainty, that how do we come up with our mitigation plans. So if you are having the growth mindset, you will be able to have the confidence to take risk, but you shall always calculate those risks, that what kind of risk it is, what is the impact, and what will be the outcome if you take that risk, and what will be the outcome if you will not take that risk. And when it comes to giving it a try to anything, you will see that are you going to get successful? There is no such notion that it is a failure. Rather, you will see it as the opportunity to learn and to see that, okay, how you can make it work. And then when it comes to seeing the mistakes, so do you see them as the opportunity to improve your existing abilities? The growth mindset refers to that any human being can always cultivate their intelligence, their skills, and they can always, like, if they are having two certain aspects, the fixed mindset, they can always choose to go for the growth mindset. Since I happen to be a neuro-linguistic programming coach, this is where I was mentioning that I'm a mindset coach. So we focus on the words what we feed to our brain, and this is how we can cultivate the growth mindset. You can relate that when we are having the growth mindset, we will be able to create new things. We will be able to think out of the box and to see, even like to question that, okay, how certain things work in certain way. Can we always explore that if we can work in other ways? And this is where the innovation happens. And for some people, it is like, and for some organization, the innovation is part of the organization DNA, that how like people can grow, how the companies can grow. And when it comes to having the growth mindset, so we believe into that, okay, we can always learn fast and then adapt fast to whatever the outcomes we are having. So this is where you become resilient, and this is where like you will improve your performance into the work, even because when it comes to being perfectionist. So being perfectionist is a myth, because we can always learn and grow. Even if you are doing your 100% today, even tomorrow you will do the same, but that will be a better version of your work approach. And here I give the example of iPhone, that every year iPhone will release one of the versions, and that is where every time it is perfect. But yes, there is always room for growth. And once you are having the growth mindset and you are resilient, you are creative, you are performing awesome, then it also translates into your personal well-being as well. So this is why for me, being a coach, it is important to share with people that, okay, how you can thrive into the world of technology, and also to have your personal well-being into the balance with this. Now, I had been talking so far about the individual growth in terms of the mindset. And then all individuals collectively make an organization. And when they work together, then the organization becomes a success. So how organizations can foster agility concept by nurturing the growth mindset and the agile mindset. So what is important that we walk the talk? And today I will request everyone, while we are having this talk, what kind of key learnings you will be taking with you? What is something different you would like to do next? And how you can reflect back what you have done so far and what you can improve in future. So always walk the talk, that is important, and encourage people for their efforts, even if whatever, the work they are trying, and this is at the organization level. Because in organization, there are certain R&D development departments that who basically put all of their investments that, okay, what new things we can try and what we can do. So every small accomplishment will matter. Always appreciate the people, because this matters, that we appreciate that if someone is working hard in ways that where they are challenging the status quo, that why certain things are in a certain way, can we still improve? And in terms of that, you can adapt new habits, and every habit will eventually count. It takes time to build a habit, and eventually, once this habit is built, so you can grow further. And what is important in terms of the walk the talk, that always practice, go for the trainings, work hard, and then always focus from being good to getting better as well. In terms of that, you can always reach out to your network where you can connect and connect with other people. They empower you, you empower them for the learnings where you have the certain knowledge and the expertise. And it is essential for any organization or any individual that have the concept of fostering the continuous learning. You focus on the progress rather than the perfection itself. And it is important to build feedback loop. Be open to the feedback, receive it from the people and from the organizations that where you see there is the credibility that they have done the certain work and they are able to give you the candid feedback. Be open to that feedback, learn and adapt. And when it comes to the change, and in terms of our 21st century and all the changes which are happening at the nanosecond speed, commit to the change once you go for it. And then see what is beyond that change once you implement it. Now I'll give you few moments that you can think back and reflect about what I have talked so far. What is the last thing you tried, which was something new, which was challenging for you? You can share in the chat. If you want, you can just keep it into your own notes for your own reference. And also, on one hand, what you have learned so far, was it done yesterday? Is it done today? And also, what was the last mistake you made? What was the lesson learned there? Is there any challenge you worked on and it didn't work? So how did you feel about it? And what was the next step you did for it? Iman, if anyone is sharing into the chat, you want to share, you can let me know. And you can also think what kind of situations and scenarios where you can see that, okay, you are applying the growth mindset concepts or are you applying the fixed mindset concepts? And you can make a choice. For certain aspects in our work, it can be like fixed mindset can be applied, and how you can cultivate the growth mindset. And to see that, the challenges with the mindset characteristics in terms of that, okay, for this situation, maybe you shall, are you having the fixed mindset? Shall you cultivate towards moving for the growth mindset? And I understand this is one global example which all of us can relate when the COVID times happened. That's how we all struggled initially, and then we learned to adapt to it. Even when it comes to work online, work remotely, and not able to travel. And even like right now, we are having the online conference, and or we would have met in person. So COVID taught a lot to people in terms of the work itself, and how the professional lives can be built further. I am moving towards closing of my talk, and I would like to share with all of you my certain coaching learnings, that how you can have the empower perspective, and how you can have basically this self talk, which is powerful and empowering to yourself. So one is, if there is any situation which you think, is it impossible? So you shall reframe it like it is possible, and how to make it possible. Because there is no such thing which is impossible. That is a myth. And of course, like, one shall apply the analytics to it. Like, if it is impossible, why it is. And there are so many examples which we can talk about, that where we thought that, okay, apparently it was impossible maybe 20 years back or 40 years back. And now we are living in the world of metaverse, and which is something we wouldn't have thought maybe 10 years back, even, or 20 years back. And whenever there is a situation, so you shall always feed to yourself that, okay, I choose to do this. And if you want to go to some event, you make a choice that, do you want to go, or you choose not to go. It's not that I am not able to go to certain event. It is that, okay, I choose, rather I have to. And go for these perspectives that, okay, if you are having some performance review, so rather giving the feedback that, okay, this is bad, this looks bad, we can say that, okay, this doesn't, this is not good. So rather, because using the words which are having the negative connotation, they will eventually have the negative connotation, and people will not see the context. People will see those words, that what you are communicating. So if these, this is a list, if you are choosing even 2 words to put into your professional communication as well, so you can see the impact of this. And the same goes that, okay, are we choosing to react or respond? And the last, which is where I started my talk, not I cannot do it, period, I cannot do it ever, or I cannot do it yet. Because as per Judith Glaser, the words create the worlds. And this is my favorite quote, which I have shared here. Even you can see it on the screen, but I wanted to share it as well with all of you, to all the listeners. Now you can reflect back that what are the key takes away, something which you will like to do after this talk, what you have learned, and what you choose to do differently moving on. Because knowledge is of no value unless you put it into the practice. And here I will like to, yes, Iman?
I can take this example by now. By the way, this exercise, I can do it with you now.
Sure, okay, please, let's do it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was that you are taking like kind of exercise. Sorry.
Sure. No, if you want to share, it's fine. Okay, so basically, I would just like to share the example here, and then Iman, if you want, you can share your input as well. So Sarah Blakely, she's the founder, and she's one of the self-made billionaires for the company Spanx. And how she started when she was 19 or 20 years old, and she started from a room, and now like she's one of the successful, inspirational this $1 billion company founders. And for me, it's not about having the $1 billion company. It's about that how she put everything to her journey, how she learned, and she grew. And she's one of the mentors I look for, and she's my inspiration. And I wanted to share with you that, yes, we have so many examples of the people in this world who have done something which was apparently impossible to them, and then they made it possible to others. So she shared her example in a talk that her dad always used to encourage them to fail when they were in the school. And I believe if that is how our parents are going to tell us, we will be wondering that why they are asking us to fail. But it was, the intent was that, okay, do go to school, try new things, and then learn and adapt. And this is where, like, do not be afraid to fail. I would like to recommend a book, and that is also from the Dr. Carol Dweck. If anyone is interested, they can read this book and they can refer to it, which is in the name of Mindset, the New Psychology of Success. So that's all. You can reach out to me over LinkedIn. My name is Madeeha Yousafzai, and I would like to close my talk with a note that know your passion, follow it, and live it. Thank you so much.